Go on, son. That's the way. Go. Ready for a mat time, folks. Consolevania Type 4. You're here, we're here, and we've got the strongest show in terms of reviews that you've ever seen. We've got 1 in 11 8 for you today, folks. We've got Gradius 5. We've got Chronicles of Riddick. We've got... Bored.
I'm so... bored.
What are you bored about, Rido?
I'm just being part of the most incredible, one of the biggest internet phenomenons, the most exciting games program ever produced. It's just so boring.
Bored? The chick can be bored. There's a skateboard the ball.
Fuck your skateboard, fuck your lassies come and run every 10 minutes with pizzas for presents. It's so boring.
You're bored? You're bored? Bored about the boat? What are you bored? You bored the boat? What are you bored about the boat? What are you bored? It's a bit cheap. It's a fans. Bored the boat? You bored the boat?
Come on boys, stop fighting now. For I, Peter Molyneux, creator of such games as Populous, Populous 2, Black and White, and hope to take the credit for The Sims one day. For I shall show you how to have fun in this fairy house. You know, the problem with you boys, you're bored with excitement, whereas my games, they surely show you how to be excited by boredom. Some people ask why I do my polishing at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's so I can have enough groats to earn a windmill one day. All this boring housework has given me such a strong work ethic that it's spread to my workers, and now they trust me so much that I can even cast firestorms. You know, I find nothing more exciting than one lot of boring old shite. Do you know?
Oh, baby. That's right, it's Legend. Back again. Everybody been telling me, they were saying, Legend, where you been? Emails from all over the world, baby. Baby, where you been? I don't understand it. Where's my Legend in CV3? It was cold, it was lame. These guys are bullshit without my Legend, baby. Well, you don't have to worry. All the sweet teenage pussy out there, they're worried about me. I'm back. CV4 Legend is back. Where you been? Bungie, they got in touch with me. Who's gonna test the Xbox Live component of Halo 2 if not Legend, Xbox Live champion, top dog motherfucker, cock of the walk, me. That's right, they put me in an underground nuclear bunker underneath the Nevada desert, me in one corner, Lisa Simpson 45 in the other corner. 2 Master Chiefs squaring off, only one could walk out alive. You want to take a guess who walked out alive? That's right, you got it right, Consolevania people. You got it right. It was Legend. I'm back amongst my people, I'm gonna go and talk some games. Why don't you join me? That's right, you understand me, motherfucker? Now, what games you play?
The PlayStation.
Well, no, wait, no, let me start again. That's a machine you play. What games do you play on the machine? You're making yourself look like a girl here.
I don't know the names, but it's a PlayStation I play, like the racing games.
Racing games, more racing games. Okay, now what racing games do you play?
I don't know, they just go round and
Now, let me name some PlayStation racing games. Ridge Racer. Do you play Ridge Race?
No.
What's your best time mode?
50 seconds.
50 seconds? That's pretty good. That's 50 seconds, baby. Time attack mode. That's right. Now, I've got a more important question for you. Big game coming out soon. It's called Bang Bus, the video game. Now, are you going to be buying that game? Quite controversial.
Yeah, definitely.
You're into that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah. What is it? It's not a porno.
No, it's Bang Bus, a video game. It's like these guys that go on an adventure. You know what I mean? In a van. And it kind of, there's girls, and they want to ride home or something. You know, and they say, get some money and we'll give you a ride home.
I don't want to ride home.
You don't want to play that kind of game?
We don't want to ride home, we want to play it though.
Alright, so that's even better. We don't have to use the wheels. Well, thanks a lot, ladies. That's been really good talking to you.
Thank you.
You want one more thing to say to the British public before you go? As a girl gamer, you're making everybody proud.
Go to Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart, they don't know nothing. Hey. Oh. Whew. Safe hands, like Eric Clapton. 1 in 11-8 for Konami. It's a big release for Konami, this, folks. Everybody knows that the 1 in 11 series is the best football game series that you can buy, but nobody's wanting just a simple cosmetic upgrade this time. So we're going to have a little look and see if this can stay at the top of the Premiership of football games. Hang on. You fucking dick! Use it! I'll show you how it's fucking done. I have to fucking go and get that. Bullshit. Winning 11-8 is the best football game in the market. There, that's your review. But then so was winning 11-7 and winning 11-6 before that. Konami are in the unenviable position, at least critically, of being in control of a franchise that is taken very much for granted. So what does a company do to improve on the best? Well, our concern at Consolevania is that Konami have tried to pile too many cherries on top of its cake. And there were enough cherries there in the first place. You want to hear about the cherries? First, the on-screen referee. He's an irrelevance. Sure, he makes things look a bit better, but this is winning 11. It's not a properly licensed game, so if we cared so much about things looking right, we'd be picking up FIFA. Then, you've got the detail on the players. Earrings, headbands, irrelevant things. Konami, the world loves winning 11 because it plays a great game of football, not because it has Cristiano Ronaldo's earring in the proper ear. Then we have the crowds. They still look like shit, but it's more animated shit this time. Yes, that's right, it's more animated shit. Animated irrelevancies. Unnecessary shitty animation. Unnecessary shit. Cherries. And what happens when you put too many cherries in a cake? The cake suffers from fucking slowdown. Okay, maybe the cake analogy isn't working very well, but you see my point. Slowdown. Winning 11-8 suffers from slowdown. Terrible slowdown. However, all is not lost. By turning off the Japanese commentary and reducing the size of the crowd, things run at a reasonable rate, while the slowdown only crops up every so often, although usually at the most inopportune moment. The game itself then, that's winning 11. More of the same? Not exactly. It's different, but different in that wonderfully intangible way that gives reviewers a real fucking headache. The ball feels looser. The matches feel a bit messier, in a good way. It's harder to score a great goal, but maybe a little easier to score a scrappy shit one. Player stats seem to be more realistic. Oh, and free kicks have been fixed. You can now do dummies and layoffs, and it all works beautifully. The faked free kick with a manual pass to Roberto Carlos' bullet is a sight to behold. Oh, but did I mention the slowdown? A corner kick in the San Siro with a crowded penalty box. Judder, judder, judder. Just try timing a header. Just fucking try it. The Master League is new and improved, but in Japanese it's a bit of a nightmare to navigate. The new league modes are a treat though, with the possibility of playing a domestic league in Spain or Germany or even England, and the player models and animations are just beautiful. Everything just looks so right. And did I mention that the advantage rule is played with far more intelligence this time, and also that the ridiculous handball nonsense for winning 11-7 has been curbed? And did I mention that players will go off injured and you'll see them return a few minutes later bandaged up ready to roll? Oh, and did I mention the slowdown? That crippling slowdown. That slowdown that, if playing the game in its default settings, reduces the game to a shambling wreck of the game it should be. Questions really have to be asked. A 1 in 11-8. Why was this game, a game so important, allowed to ship with such a terrible slowdown problem? Why was a game so otherwise perfect allowed to ship with an issue that detracts from the whole to such a dreadful extent? Consolevania suggests that importers wait for Pro Ev 4. I'm strongly of the opinion that Pro Ev games just don't feel as good as the 1 in 11 games. They're different, they are. In that same intangible way I mentioned earlier, 1 in 11 games just feel better. But did I mention the slowdown? I'm sure I did. Your choice is simple: buy the game, tinker with the options to reduce the slowdown, play and hope, or be patient and wait. Unfortunately, Konami knows that it's difficult to wait for a game that's this damn good.
Come on, hey! Can't you do it better? Come on, go home to your mother.
Hello, I'm Sammy Miller. I'm Consolevania's security advisor for safe gaming. The boys have asked me in because it's been 3 episodes now and they're very, very worried about accidents in the game zone. So I'm going to have a look about and have a look at the hazards when playing games and make sure that nobody hurts themselves. We'll start in this corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is the hub of Consolevania, where it all happens. All the reviews, all the funny ideas that happen right here in this corner, the hub. And look at it. Look at it. Just look at it. Here, look. It's an accident, let's face it. It's an accident that hasn't happened yet. We've got beer bottles, we've got bottles and bags. A child could get drunk and then suffocate. And pornography. I mean, pornography. It's not work safe, is it? Is it? So that was step 1, ladies and gentlemen. Sammy Miller here. You can't have clutter in the game zone. As I've already told you, it's very, very dangerous. People can get hurt, you know. It's real life we're talking about here, people. People can get hurt. So step 2, we'll move on to the game manual. Now every single game manual, people, you'll get an epilepsy warning. Now I don't know what an epilepsy warning is, but it says warning in the title, so you better have a look over that, because it could be quite serious, you know. People could get hurt. Anyway, we've covered that, so more or less, check your PowerPoints, make sure there aren't any coat hangers in it, etc, etc. And it's time to move on to the game controller. That's a PlayStation 2 controller, people, so they tell me. So we're going to have a shot of a PlayStation 2 game. All you need to do is make sure that you're far enough away from the TV so that it doesn't blow up, and make sure that the wire is in a straight line that you can see it. I haven't got my reading glasses on, so I can't really see what I'm doing here, you know. So you make sure that it's in a straight line, and there you go. You're ready for some safe gaming.
Predictably, it's Mario 64, the game that proved 3D platformers could work, and the game that killed off 3D platformers. And then following that, we've got Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Everything that Wind Waker wasn't, this game is, including good. And then we get GoldenEye. Oh, everybody likes a bit of GoldenEye. Oh, Diddy Kong Racing coming in. It's a 4th game on the list here. Fun, frantic, and better than Mario Kart. Pilot Wing 64. F-Zero X! Far better than the GameCube F-Zero, you better believe that. Just a fantastic game. Oh, but it's hard. The classic.
I am the great mighty fool.
The classic.
I'm going to throw my shit at you.
The classic. This Conker's Bad Fur Day. A game so good, Nintendo refused to promote it. Go on, son. It's Mystical Ninja. Remember, folks, this is truly The 10 best N64 games of all time. Oh god. It's Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, folks. And all you people out there that think No Mercy's as good as it gets, you ain't seen nothing. Whoa. Oh. Oh. Here we go. Oh! Treasure. Bangayo. Kaboom. Oh, and it's treasure again. It's sin and punishment. And what a beautiful looking game. And there you have it, folks. That's the 10 best N64 games of all times. Alright, 11. Treasure are almost sacred among the self-professed gaming elite. If you were to believe some people, you'd think that everything Treasure touches turns to gold. Consolevania is immune to such talk, however, and it was with some trepidation that I approached Gradius 5. I was afraid, you see. I was afraid that Gradius 5 would play like a Treasure game, instead of playing with the simplicity and perfection of the very best Gradius titles. But good news, this is Gradius. Treasure have reined themselves in and paid full respect to the daddy. After the disappointment of the boring, soulless and limited Ikaruga, a game doomed by the old ball and chain Treasure like to call innovative design, Gradius is a startling return to form. Suddenly, Treasure are fun again. For those of you who've never played a Gradius game, Gradius is all about the power-ups, choosing the right one at the right time for the right enemy, or even just choosing the right weaponry to suit your particular style of battle. Above all, Gradius is about your options. Those little orbs that fly at your arse. Those are your options, and Treasure have given you 4 different option control setups. Again, these different configurations should be experimented with to see what suits your style. Are you a slow and steady Vic Viper, or a fly by the seat of your pants hot dogger? Power up, power up, power up, and find your ideal way ahead. So how does it look? Gradius 5 is maybe the most beautiful horizontal shmup there's ever been. Looks might be unimportant in a shmup, but the awesome visuals of some of the bosses and the weaponry they carry simply enhance this explosive experience. The sound too is spectacular, but the music is a disappointment. Gradius has had great music in the past, but this soundtrack is a little generic in places. Fortunately, it doesn't detract too much from the overall package. Here's the truth though, folks. Gradius 5 is hard. It's rock hard. It's fucking hard. It's not just Gradius hard, which is hard. It's fucking Gradius 5 hard. If, like me, you're the kind of person who only ever uses 1 credit in a shmup, you better get used to the first couple of levels of the game, because you're going to be seeing quite a lot of them. But the true test of a great shmup is is in that single credit run. Are you happy to replay that first level, and that second level, and that third level again and again, just to edge a tiny bit further each time? Gradius 5 just doesn't get old. There's magic in this game, the kind of magic that lifts a game from being a shiny disc in a box on a shelf to being a classic, and a benchmark for other games that follow. Playing this game just makes you think that all is right with the world. It puts all those other shoot-em-ups in their place, puts Darius in its place, puts R-Type in its place where they belong. Gradius is back. It feels like it's back. If Treasure could do the same job with a Parodius game, fucking sign me up. Negatives? Well, if there's one negative, and I'm being very, very picky here, it's that Treasure have let their boss obsession infect the Gradius experience. Multi-stage bosses are more of a Treasure thing than a Gradius thing, and I would have far preferred that Treasure kept its own flavour in the box for this one, but when they've done this well with such a beloved franchise, we can surely forgive them one small transgression. And so, with all said and done, in a month when Consolevania has reviewed some of the strongest games it's ever covered, Gradius 5 is, by some distance, the Consolevania game of the month. Alright, baby. Still here in Glasgow, still here in Buchanan Street. Beautiful, beautiful place. Beautiful city, beautiful people. I got with me a lady here. Beautiful lady. What's your name, baby?
Jill.
Name's Jill. Now, I want to ask you, what games do you play? Video games.
Animal Crossing, Broken Sword, Harvest Moon, and the kind of puzzle bobble games.
That's a pretty good selection of games right there she's playing. Gotta tell you that much. You ever play any pro wrestle games? Pro wrestling. Japanese pro wrestling games?
No.
Any Japanese pro wrestling games?
No.
All Japan pro wrestling?
No.
Maybe Noah?
No.
Maybe Fire Pro games?
No. And he spat my nose.
That's alright, baby. Oh, baby. That's alright. You can keep that. And I'll shake your hand, too.
Thank you.
I'll shake your hand, too. Now I'm here with, what's your name, fella?
Michael.
Michael, right here. And his friends are here, too, but they're too scared to come into shot. Yo, what's your name, baby? Come on and talk to us. Now they're too scared. They wouldn't talk to Lisa Simpson 45 either, folks. So don't worry about it. Now, video games, baby.
Alright.
What's your favorite game? What's your favorite system?
It's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with an old classic, probably GoldenEye on the N64.
Tell you, we got a lot of Nintendo fans in this city right here. I think we got a lot of hardcore gamers. You know these hardcore gamers love Nintendo. What do you love so much about GoldenEye?
I just think it was, in a way, it was kind of groundbreaking, and just the gameplay itself was immense. I could sit there for hours with all my pals just playing away. I mean, for some nights we'd play for 8-9 hours non-stop.
Oh, baby, he's not wrong. We've all been there. Back in Milwaukee, when I was in my amateur wrestling class days, we used to go back after class, play GoldenEye, everybody back, all of us in the campus, all together, playing GoldenEye multiplayer, fantastic. You play wrestling games at all?
I'm not a big fan of wrestling games.
You're not a big fan of wrestling? Why not?
I think they're a bit boring and repetitive, to be honest.
Well, obviously that offends me, folks. As you know, Legend Xbox Live champion, also amateur wrestling champion back in Milwaukee U. But so what do you, everyone likes wrestling. Surely every young guy likes wrestling.
Really, if you think about it, a load of guys running about, scantily clad, it's kind of gay.
There's nothing gay about it. There's nothing gay about it at all. I strengthen up my neck in Milwaukee. Nothing can touch me. You try and choke me out right now. Just try and choke me, see if you can stop me. I want you to put a chokehold on me, and I want you to make me pass out. All right? Simple as that. You just choke me out. Just do it. Just choke me out, baby.
Oh, I don't want to.
Just choke me out. Do it. Just choke me. Just choke me. Just.
I'm not a violent man.
No, just squeeze if you can. Try and stop me talking. I'll talk through it, and you see if you can stop me.
I'm going to get done after.
No, just go. Just squeeze and see if you can try and stop me. It's okay. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. He likes GoldenEye. Thanks for talking to me, Michael.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Ha! The Rock's laying the smackdown. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Ryan. Rido, what you doing, man? It's freezing out here. Get in.
The name's Riddick.
Right, it's obviously the intro to the Riddick review. Alright, aye.
Who wants to know? Did John send you?
John's what?
I don't have time for this. Now this, on the other hand, I've got time for. Welcome to the world of Riddick, people. A land where swearing, collecting fag packets and wearing wraiths are commonplace. The Riddick franchise has exploded like many, including me, didn't think it ever could. I mean, how the whole hell did this happen? How did all of this come from Pitch Black? It was Pish Black more like, and that's not me being racist, you'll understand. But never mind all that shite now. As you can see, the action is underway and now this review will join it. Obviously, if you've seen the film, you'll assume that the game's going to be good looking. So there's no surprises here, it looks great. We get a lush intro showing off the nifty lighting effects. Intro strangely similar to the new film's beginning, don't understand why that is, so move on because it's not important. Something that alarmed me about Riddick from the get-go. First thing I did was play the training tutorial. It gave me the basics I needed, sure, but the guy that talked to me through the tutorial, well, he swore at me a lot, and I thought, now that's a little childish, expletives in a tutorial, but I let it slide. Whatever though, when you start the game, you really won't give much thought to those details because the action starts instantly. Your first of oh so many kills with John's the bounty hunter who's captured you. Now, as you'll see, the game incorporates a first-person hand-to-hand fighting style that actually works pretty well. If anyone's ever played Supreme Warrior on the 3DO, you would have been convinced that this style would never bloody work. Now, I guarantee you'll belt through the first section of Riddick. You will, you know, yes you will, and this will plant some seeds of doubt in you. Christ. It's been 4 episodes in, I'm beginning to sound like I don't actually like games, but I do though, honest I do. Now, for anybody that was slightly miffed by the first section of Riddick, I'm not saying I wasn't happy, I followed it to the letter, I didn't have any problems, but it was actually a dream sequence. Now, after the first section of Riddick, you'll start thinking, either I woke up this morning and brilliant FPSs, or this is a really easy game, and I'm afraid to say it's the latter that's true, I'm afraid, lads. Butcher Bay's, it's a walkover, it's a stroll really. I played it on normal setting mine, but normal shouldn't be this much of a pushover. Now, I'll ask you to be realistic here, not cynical, realistic. Do you think Universal want a bunch of kids who are so desperate to collect fag packets and Riddick merchandise to be stuck on level 10? Of course they don't. This game experience must generate more interest in the franchise. That's the way they think, and that's why the game's a walkover. But back to the game, it's visually impressive. The use of the third person view when interacting with objects is a sign that the aesthetics of the experience were forefront in the developers' minds. However, again, the third person view highlights a slight problem, that it doesn't actually work. The integration of first and third person isn't seamless. When you gain the shine ability later in the game that allows you to see in the dark, the switching to third person does nothing more than break the flow of the experience. And it highlights actual flaws in the game. For example, if I'm in the middle of a gunfight and I use a med station, the camera switches to third person and the bad guys can't shoot me. This happens a bundle of times throughout the game. So I'll cut to the chase and I'll start calling out the flaws. The AI is crap. A guy can be fooled by running around the box.
I've said it already, it's so easy, but it really so is. When you're escaping from Butcher Bay, you can't use guns because they're DNA encrypted or something like that, so you use a stun gun. It sounds like a problem, doesn't it? But it isn't, because the stun gun is the most powerful weapon in the game. It takes a guy down with one shot and never runs out of charge. You'll spend a good 2 or 3 hours stunning guys, then stepping on their head. You can take down a riot guard, mind you, but if you run around a box a few times, that will get them stumped. Now, I apologise in advance to fans of the game, because I know there is a lot of them out there, so this will be the last flaw. There are problems with the scripting of the game. When you deviate from the planned route of the game, everything kind of falls apart. In fact, the entire game falls apart. For example, there's a bit you talk to a blue skin, that's a guy with tattoos, for those of you who don't know. And the guy tells you that a guard is an item that you want, or you might want. If you kill that guy before he finishes talking and finishes telling you that, the guard he's talking about never actually appears. He just ceases to be. When you're playing the main storyline, when you're in Butcher Bay, when you go down to the mine sections and you come back up onto prison level when you're not supposed to, guards that you've killed start to reappear, and no one really seems that bothered that you just killed 30 odd guys down in the mine, even though you've done it all in front of a camera. Oh, and I forgot the worst point of all, when you're being chased by guards or prisoners, if you run through a load screen, then they don't actually follow you through the load screen, which has to be seen as a crime, surely. A lot of the criticisms I had may seem a bit harsh. If you turn the game on and you put it on hard and you play strictly to the script, you'll say that I'm talking shite, and you probably won't be alone there. But I felt the need to point out a lot of the problems with Riddick because, well, a lot of people didn't seem to want to. I don't think it should be the case that a game has to be as bad as Driver for everybody to shout conspiracy. It looked to me from the outside looking in before I played Chronicles of Riddick that a lot of people had been bitten by the hype monster. It isn't a bad game by any means, but neither is it outstanding or revolutionary in any way. In fact, it's a fairly average first person shooter, looks aside. So, with all that in mind, you can send your complaints into Robert so that I can avoid the abuse.
We've had an email from one of our regular viewers, Ed from England. He wants us to ask Kenny how you can be Goro in Mortal Kombat. I don't actually think we need to bother Kenny with this one because I think I know this myself. I don't think you can actually be Goro in Mortal Kombat. I think it's a myth. Is that right?
No, you can be fucking Goro. I'm telling you. See if you beat Goro 300. What is it? What is it? If you beat Goro 368 times, you can fucking beat him.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't think.
Oh, come on! I'll show you how it's fucking done. Come on, you be Goro.
No, I don't want to be Goro.
Aye. Why not? It's only 300 times. Come on, let's get us done.
I don't want to be Goro.
The guy wants to know.
I think you've answered the question.
What must be that?
Right,
back to Hunter again.
So thanks for.
Come on, Hunter.
Thanks for that. That's
Hunter something.
That's how you're at 125.
Oh, we don't want to go backwards, do we?
You're at 120. So that's you seeing how it's done. Right, that's can you.
Come on, we're not like that.
Right, we're going to fucking stop it.
We want to prove it.
What? Just stop it.
Oh, this Mortal Kombat's brilliant. Come on.
Oh,
don't move, or we'll need to start again.
That's fucking sick of being Goro.
I'll change to kicking the leg for him.
Right. That's alright.
Must be about 200 now.
200?
Aye.
I don't see what this has got to do with games.
It's probably worth. If you're no fucking Goro, then everybody's fucking Goro. I'll show you how it's done, you bastard.
I don't want
Come
to
on.
go to anymore.
Come on!
I don't want to. I don't want to. Right, no. Right, look.
Kenny, Robert, there's your dinner. Oh, for fuck's sake, Kenny, have you put him in the bin again?
Aye, and I done it with your fucking specs on, Goro.
Yeah, you should have never messed with the Macho Man Randy Savage, dude. That's right.
Hi folks, it's me, John Gacy, Consolevania's #1 serial killer, games reviewer, and I'm here covering all the viewers' letters, all those wonderful letters that all the children out there keep sending me. Oh, what will happen on the show next time? When will you stop coming to my cupboard? All those great things. And I've got a letter here from little Timmy, and he's in Eastbourne, and I've got his whole address here, so that makes me extra happy. And he says, tell me something, why is Consolevania so biased against Nintendo? You never seem to cover any Nintendo games. Please cover my favorite game, Wind Waker on the GameCube. It takes my mind off of all the good things that you do to me at night. Not that I'm there at that night, but if I was. I don't even know the kid. Come on, spread them. That's it, spread them. There we go. Now, when Wind Waker was announced, they announced it was going to have cel-shaded graphics. Now, what that means is that it had kind of kiddie looks, and a lot of people weren't happy with those kiddie looks. And I gotta say, over the years, a lot of people haven't been too happy with my kiddie looks either. That's just a little joke for all the hobbyists out there. The games hobbyists, I don't mean the other kind. Now, this reminds me of a song I like to play for you right now. I'm the leader of the gang, I am. Another thing that pisses me off about Wind Waker is that, well, in Ocarina of Time, Nintendo did a really sick thing. They put a little fairy in it to follow you around, and for all us guys, well, I imagine all the guys who've been in jail, being followed around by a fairy probably induces some really bad flashbacks. Wind Waker, it's such a bore. There's no sense of danger, a sense of excitement from exploring the unknown, and we all like the thrill of exploring the unknown. Just ask Pete Townsend. And now, when I'm down here, I like to play Attic Attack. Remember the old Spectrum game that all the kids loved? Well, I like to play that when I'm on my own down here. You should play it too. Come on, let's go.
Hi, this is Miss Joanne reporting for Consolevania, and we're going to be reviewing the Japanese import game Michigan for the PlayStation 2. Oops, I'll have to pick that up.
Hey!
Question. What is Michigan? Michigan is a game for the PS2. It comes from Grasshopper Company's Goichi Suda, the director of the forthcoming Killer 7. But what is Michigan? Is it a survival horror game? No. Is it an interactive movie? No. So what is Michigan then? Well, let's cover the basics first. Michigan is a game that gives you points for capturing erotic footage, like upskirt shots, basically filming a girl's arse. It's a game that also gives you points for capturing footage of blood and gore, death and destruction, and clues as to the secrets behind the nightmare that's unfolding in the city streets. Michigan also gives you points for being a technically proficient cameraman. 3 people talking in a room, cover them all with 2 shots and 1 shots and you'll be racking up the points, letting you all those unlockable goodies, like bikinis. For the minute the camera starts rolling and you realise that you have no method of interacting other than point and shoot, this game feels like something entirely new. Any fears that you're playing Panty Flash Night Trap dissolve within the first few minutes of the game. You're filming a reporter as she walks backwards along the street. You can see that she's going to trip and fall. Do you warn her? Or do you keep filming, ready to grab footage of her accident? Ready to grab footage of her pants? It's a tiny moral choice, but it feels like so much more. What kind of man are you? That's what Michigan is asking. You can easily play this game as a do-gooder, everyone's favourite cameraman, talking people out of suicides, saving people from certain death. But you can also play the game as a low-life bastard, a voyeur, a pervert, the kind of guy who pushes a girl to the floor just to try to film up her skirt while she attempts to stand back up again. And when you're a bastard in Michigan, the characters let you know about it. If you refuse to help someone just so you can film their death, your companions waste no time in screaming at you in wonderful Japanese. The game mechanic is simple. You're looking around in first person and clicking pertinent hotspots, and Consolevania understands that this type of action doesn't appeal to too many people. But I feel that the game mechanic is simple by design. You're almost directing the game yourself, seeing what you want to see, choosing the direction your characters move in, choosing which characters live and die. Yes, in Michigan, you can deliberately murder your characters just to grab that juicy footage. You'll get a replacement reporter and a new scenario, and the game will continue. Now, there are a number of sexy reporters in the game, and depending on how you treat them and whether you keep them alive, the story will branch off to many different scenarios. It's a game where your decision to go for a cheap thrill by pushing a young woman into the mouth of a monster leaves you wondering where that girl could have taken you and what you could have seen. In fact, it's a game full of opportunities taken and missed. One prime example is a particular scene in a hotel where everyone decides to retire to their room for a rest. I fucked up, I didn't keep an eye on which room the reporter was sleeping in and instead entered an empty room just to turn my camera off and have a kip. I knew that if I had entered the girl's room I'd probably have had the chance to film her undressing or showering. Michigan keeps you on your toes this way, and you're constantly kicking yourself and saying, fuck, I should have done this instead of that. First person then, point, click, watch, choose. It's at this point where you would imagine that you would have to question the immersion of a game like Michigan. Just how involved do you feel? How caught up in this brooding atmosphere? The answer? Not very. You feel detached. Brilliantly, creatively detached by design. This isn't Resident Evil or Silent Hill. This is you being the guy behind the camera, the guy who's watching while you try to stay alive in those games. This is you having the opportunity to be as cold and manipulative as the game's designers themselves. You're seeing behind the curtain to an extent. You're the one pulling the strings. There's power in Michigan. There's a sense of darkness, a sense of evil seeping through the game, and most of the time, it feels a lot like that evil is you. Completion of the game, apart from a brilliant credit sequence that informs you that all the characters are named after American wrestlers, lets you play about with the unlockables. The best of these is a special stage of the game where you're accompanied by Japanese idol Yin Ling, a Taiwanese model who, by her own admission on her website, is the most sensual oriental bad girl for New Nasty Century. Michigan isn't the type of game we could ever recommend as Game of the Month, for example. It's not going to appeal to everyone, it's probably not going to appeal to very many, but it would be a sin to ignore a piece like this. What is Michigan? Whatever it is, if Killer 7 turns out to be half as intriguing, Goichi Suda might carve a place for himself among the great auteurs of video gaming. You feel you know games pretty well?
Yeah.
Pretty well?
Yes.
How well? Scale of 1 to 10?
About 8.
That's not bad. I got a little competition.
Okay.
I will give you $10. What's the equivalent of $10? $20. 10 pounds. 10 English pounds. 10 Scottish pounds, sorry. Out of my very pocket. If you can recognize this game theme that I sing for you right now.
Okay.
You think you can do it?
I'll give it a go.
Alright, here we go. Now you gotta hold the microphone for me. Alright, you understand? Oh baby, here we go. Now you play along at home, okay?
Yes, okay.
Hey baby. Bow down 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 down. You just stop me when you know it. All right? Bow now 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 now. 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 Bow now bow now now bow now 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 now. Bow down bow 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 now 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 now. Bow now now now.
I've no idea. Sounded like EastEnders. It.
Bow now 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 bow.
Well, that was Consolevania Type 4. It was really good, wasn't it? It was really. I hope you enjoyed it. You did. You enjoyed it. It was really, really good. It was really bored.
Thanks, folks, for watching Consolevania Type 4. You're the people we do it for. You're the viewers, and to be honest, without you, we'd probably just be sitting about the house like a pair of Barry buttons. So thanks a lot for all your help. Thanks a lot for all your love. Keep playing those games and support your independence. Do you understand me?
Set the Thames on fire. Now I must come back down. She's laughing in her sleep, boy. I can feel it in my bones. Oh, anywhere I wanna let my see that the world is upside down. Seems that my pockets were filled up with gold. And now the clouds really covered everything. And the wind is blowing cold. Positive life.
Sundrosubnova, Gon Dorse, Sando Consolevaniatus, Santarisen Wilka. Odosunova, Hondorsanova, Hondorasua, Odosanova, Contra Louise des Sundrasere, Hondorse for the Consolevania 5, baby, Santarisa, Louise des. Oh, that's so Shigsy, baby.
Well, hi there. I'm the choreographer of Consolevania 5, the musical. We've been training quite hard for some time now, a bunch of girls. It should be absolutely fantastic. I don't know what I can say about it.
Sexy baby, huh?
well, Robert and Ryan in a leotards might be your sort of thing, but we're kind of looking for the more deeper meaning of Consolevania, not really into the trashy sort of tight leotard look.
Sandra, senz'io for Shigsy, baby, eh? Odsatano, reġanda zeta, baby. Sa super mayo proud, baby. Sandra, songisa Shigsy, baby, this.
Yeah, excuse me. That's true. You know, Consolevania 5 shall be a wonderful experience, and hopefully, you know, everybody can relate to it.
So, that's it. Sandra, songisa Consolevania 5. Sandra, songisa. The name's Riddick. The name's Riddick.